Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. I have a mess. Surprise, surprise, right? No, what I have is a bunch of valuable trash. Going to make some journal cards and maybe some pockets. In my journaling the last few days, I've, come across pages where I wish I had something ready. And I'm kind of all over the place on this, but I think I can rein it in. So, you know me, my cracker boxes. So I have some of those. I have a couple of them cut down. I'm going to make some journaling cards out of that, or pockets or whatever. They're a little thick though, but I'm still going to use them because I have a bunch of them, and instead of them going in the garbage, or I guess I might compost them. Anyway, I'm going to set those to the side. I also have this little bin full of trash goodness that I know you're kind of zoomed in there. This is a big thing. Anyway, I'm going to make some tags and journal spots and whatnot out of all of this. So, I'm just going to pull a couple of things. And the other thing that I have, these will be my bases. So I've got them over there. And then I pulled some fall paper too. I'm going to set that to the side for the moment. I went through some of my papers, and I do have them divided up. Well, I have all the seasonal ones in another spot. So, anyway, these are just 8.5 by 11. They're scrapbook paper. They're not cardstock. And I have a whole bunch of them somewhere, but can't for the life of me figure out where they are at the moment. And I used to buy them in the packs at Hobby Lobby. There would be like a pack, and it was really reduced, and it would be just kind of a mixture of all the ones that they sold. And it would be kind of like a mystery pack. So I know that I have more than this. Anyway, that's irrelevant. The other thing that I have, this is cardstock, and it's not super thick, but it's pretty thick, and I don't particularly care for the pattern on it. I'm not going to use it for anything else. That's what the moral of this story is. So, I'm not going to use it to cover a journal, because I typically like to stick with a little bit heavier paper. And I also don't, most of these I only have one of, so it wouldn't be big enough to cover front and back of my journal. So anyway, I've had it, it's been sitting here, and so I'm going to use some of this to cover some of this to start with. And then what I will have to do then is put like this. I need to cover the back. And probably just with either notebook paper, or I have little colorful tablets like this. And, I can use, that looks like it had something spilled on it. But I could use something like this, or just regular notebook paper, or plain paper. And then I have this like journaling stamp. I don't know if you can see it, but it stamps something like this right here. This was just a scratch sheet of paper I was playing with. So it's almost like a library card. The other thing I have is index cards. I have big ones and little ones. You see me all the time inking up index cards. And, I thought about it, and I was saying something about maybe I want it like this. I could always glue two together and make it a little stronger, and then I'd have a plain background. The lines wouldn't run up and down if I wanted to use it like this, and I don't want to write like that on it. Does that make sense? I don't always want to use it like this. I want to use it like this. So I could always glue two of those together and make a little tag or something. Anyway, so I'm just going to play today. Also, this was some leftover scraps from my current journal. So I thought about, those would be a good little tag or writing surface. I didn't bring out any of my ribbons or anything like that. If I get that far and I have time, then yes, certainly. But for now, I'm just going to start doing this. And let's see. I've needed to weed through some of that pile of my little trash bin. So these are good and summery. And so I think I'm going to start with this. Put this to the side. Actually, I do have 2 of that pineapple, but I really don't think I'm going to cover a journal in that. It's not like my favorite. And I have camels. I mean, you know, and that's pretty. And then there's always the, what is that called? The kind of a marbled look. But anyway, this kind of looks like a ladybug. I should use that for like my garden stuff, huh? Anyway, okay, but I'm still starting with these 2. And these are going to be easy because if I just glue, I could just glue a piece of paper right to the top and then cut it down and have a white background. But don't know that I want to just sit here and slather glue all over an entire sheet of paper. So I might cut them down first. I'm going to start, I think, here. Now, this one runs vertically. It's directionally dependent, if that, did I use that word right? So I kind of need something maybe smaller. Something like this size, and then I could cut it this way and this way and use them vertically. So that's kind of where I was at in my thought process. So I'm going to look through my little junk bin over here. And then I got out some fallen kind of Halloween papers. I'm not going to use these for anything else. So I might as well use them for tags and such. I was digging in my little box of goodies to see if I had anything smaller. Well, I have that, but that's going to take some doing, cutting it apart. Wait a minute. I had another idea. I could use these. Let's see how far down that comes. And then that doesn't give me much space to cover that, though. Could just make... I'm just thinking out loud. Now, what if I did... These I'd probably want to use this way, unless I cut them in half. And that actually would be a good size, huh? So I could glue them down like that. And then cut them so that they would be this way. And I'd have 2 smaller tags or whatever. I could do that. Let's do that. Maybe I shouldn't have started on the one that is, you know, has directional issues, but I think there is a way to do this and make it work. And I have 2 sheets of that pineapple paper, so let me get my... hold on just a second. Bear with me. I'm looking for my paper. Well, I don't know where it went. I just had it. Well, that's all right. I'll just use this. I was looking for my backdrop, my glue papers. I know where there's more, though. Hold on. I gotta open a drawer. That's what happens when you put stuff away, right? Okay, that way I don't end up with glue all over my desk. So I'm going to use the pattern paper to cover this darker side, and then I can always write on that, or it will cover like regular notebook paper would cover that. So I'm using my big glue stick so I can cover some ground in a hurry. And yeah, I've just been wanting to do this, and I'm like, you know, there's just no better time than the present. Yeah. I think that will work. And it really didn't matter which way I put it on there, I don't think. But at least this paper will get used this way. It's just been sitting in a, drawer, or, you know, a little paper holder container. Okay, so let's cut this across. And then, you know, I love to ink blend, or I love my, you know, ink blobbed index cards. And I have several of them somewhere. I just, I need to find them. Okay, so that's a good start. Now, obviously, I couldn't use it in my journal like that because it is too wide for my journal page. I could use it like this, but then the pineapples are sideways. So I'm going to bring my big cutter up here because it cuts cardboard, and hopefully it will halfway fit in the screen. Part of the way anyway. Okay, so I need my arm here. This is about 7.5. So half of that would be about 3 3/4, I think. If I did my math right, and if not, then that's okay too. They don't have to be exactly, but there they go. So now we have, these are almost like writing boards, and so I was gonna make, out of my bigger cracker box, I was gonna make some of those like writing boards for in your journal. So put that away for the moment. Now I could clip these down and make tags, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I just want to leave them. Oh, I should have put the paper on them before I cut them in half, huh? Let me check. I'm going to check my large index card and just see. Yep, that would have fit across the whole thing. There. Yep. So, in other words, the large index card would have fit all the way across this whole board, which is going to make it thicker, so I don't have to do that. I have a sheet of notebook paper right here. Now, when I made a little tag the other day and put it in my journal, or no, I covered one of these life cards, or what are they called? Documented life, yeah. And when I covered one of those, you could see it through this is real thin notebook paper, but I think that this would be okay. I'm going to start with this on the bottom down here. But it would be really easy to use an index card too. So whichever one you want to use. And like I said, I'm just playing. I know that this is not like brand new information. I mean, you might not have seen it, and that's great that you're, you know, seeing it now. But you know, other people have videos about, you know, making journal spots and tucks and pockets and all of that. But in the circle that I live on YouTube, I haven't seen one lately. Now, I also haven't been watching like a lot of junk journal videos here lately. So that's primarily where you see that stuff, I think. Let's see, I'm going to try to line it up straight so that my lines are semi-straight. Well, I missed the mark a little bit, but we'll just trim that. I did that wrong, didn't I? Let's peel it up. Yep. I meant to do it like this. There we go. So I could use it vertically. That was the whole point of cutting that one in half, right? And you knew that and you were trying to tell me. And I did not hear you. Okay. All right. So now we have a quick little journal card. Now, this is a little thicker than I would normally want, but it was free-ish, you know. I made it from boxes that would have been thrown in the trash. Well, I probably did rescue them from the trash, although I've gotten my husband pretty good at remembering to save them for me, so he does a really good job of that. And I'm just giving it a little bit of a haircut. There. Oh, and you don't have to worry about, this is the Tim Holtz, the tonic scissors. You don't have to worry about them getting sticky or anything like that. If they do get a little bit of residue, they're made out of titanium, I think. And so you don't have to worry about glue on them. If they do, for some reason, get a little tacky, just wash them in some Dawn and whatever. Had a little spot that didn't have glue. Oh, no, and that's exactly what I didn't want to do. I got it all over my little table there. Okay. The glue, when it gets hot, it gets so, let's see, I don't want the holes. And for that matter, I don't want, so I'm not going to use that piece. Okay. Stick that in my little scrap paper file there. So, yep, I can, nope, vertical. Well, yeah, I think that'll just work, and then I can cut that part off. Boy, that just, nope. It'll have to go like this, won't it? Yeah, if I don't want that line and I don't want the holes, an index card would have probably been easier. So, I don't, anyway, so then I'm going to use some of my, the other little trash pieces, and they already have a hole punched in the top, so I might, you know, I might go dig later in the video or after the video. I might dig for some little fabric ribbons, or what do you call those? You know, fibers, I think some people call them. Everything to me is ribbon. If it's not material, it's ribbon. So, I might could use that piece. Yeah, so I didn't really get that much off of one sheet of paper on this one. So, I think I did it crooked. I did, a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, that would make one more, just one more. Barely one more. So, I have these two. set them up here. And I have these narrow ones, but I'm going to switch gears and do something like this. And it's kind of bent up, but it's thick too. Let's make I'm not real big on Halloween. I mean, I like it okay. It's not I don't have little kids anymore or anything like that, but you know, it's still fun I have the paper, we might as well use it. I'm gonna see if I can switch. That one is really, no, this one won't even spread. Let's see if I have another one. Okay. Oh, I know what I was going to do. This one doesn't matter which way I do it. So I'm going to do it this way, and then I don't lose much. Because I have several of these. Not that I want that many Halloween. I don't need that many tags for Halloween. But, I mean, you know, I could send some out in Happy Mail or, you know, whatever. I haven't sent out a Happy Mail in a really long time. And I would like to do that. So, part of that is building a stash, right? Unless you get something that is specific for someone, which I've done that before. But let's see. But with fall coming up, I mean, it's so hot right now that anything that lets me think of fall, you know, I can pretend, right? We can pretend. Of course, some of you are in winter. And I can't even imagine that right now, but it will be here before we know it. I think I might get my corner rounder and do those. But I think I'm going to wait until I get the back on it. And then, let's see what, I don't know that the index card would work for this. So, and I have plenty of notebook paper. Or I have, you know what might work with those? Is, wrong drawer. I have some of these notepads. Now this one is too narrow. This one is too short, excuse me. That would work. Nope, it's too short. Okay, that one might not work. Well, let's see what yellow. Nope, that's too short. Okay, notebook paper it is. Or a large index card, which I don't think I have. Oh no, that's right. Nope, that's too short. The lines would be crooked too. Or they would be, what would they be? They would be going the wrong way. Yeah, boy, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, that is super thin. So I'm going to take, I have some copy paper that's not much better. Well, I have some solid yellow in this bunch. What do we think? I'm looking at my solid Well, all that's cardstock. I don't really want to use cardstock on this. So, well, I could use one of these and cut it down. That's the other option. Now, I'm not going to use that for a Halloween one. I'm not going to use that. Not going to use that. I have more. Don't fear. Never fear. I have more. You know what I do have is this one that says October. It's really narrow though. I should have started with that. That might have been a good idea. Okay, I'm going to use this plain white, and then you'll see through it a little bit, but it's not going to be bad. I can always cover it after that. This one almost looks like fall. Yeah, that's what I can do. I can cover it, and then if I want to add something to it, I can do that. Yeah. And then again, I can always trim it down. Try not to use, because I'm going to use so much glue stick on this, try not to use my good, or my more expensive glue stick. Even though it covers more ground quicker, it's really soft right now because it's hot. And it got really ooey gooey. Alrighty. I think that will work. Yeah, and you can definitely see through it. But we're going to fix that, I think. I don't know. I'm just playing. That's why I said those couple pieces of the cardstock where I just don't like the front piece or the front design. I don't know whether those are some that I printed and I didn't like the print on them, or I don't know. I went through a phase where I was printing some of my own cardstock. I don't know if you can see through that, but I definitely can. And I don't really want to. This seems like a lot to go through to get something just to journal on, doesn't it? So maybe I won't care. If it's just for me, I won't care that I can see through it. I'll just write over it anyway. So let me get my corner rounder. I have to shut my drawer. And I think I don't use these enough to be real familiar with which one's the better one to use. Let me see what that one does. That works. Ow. Pinched my finger in it though. That will do. Okay. So, now this one already had a hole somewhere in here. So I probably will, I'm gonna let this glue dry. I can still tell that it's cool. It's very cool. Yeah, here's the hole right here. So I'll probably just punch it like right there and find some orange or black or something. I might do that later. Let's move on. So we decided that this one was going to be easier, and it's just a matter of cutting down. Well, for that matter, I could use, I could use this on something like that and have the plain white side, because you're not going to see through it. It's thicker. Yep, I could do that. Or I could cut these into whatever size I want. I kind of like this size. So I might cut 3. What do you think? I won't have to put anything on the back of these, but I could if I wanted to. So yeah, if I cut them about that size, so I can cut that with my regular paper cutter, which is right here. Okay. I was, let me see. I'm going to do this. This is an 8.5. Let's see, that's 11 inches. So if I wanted to cut them into thirds, that would be about 3 1/3 maybe. Let's see, that would be 3/8. That's not a third. That's close enough, right? 3 1/2. It's too big. It just doesn't matter, right? That's good enough. Oh, no. 10 would be 3 1/3. That's right. That's all right. So this is now 8-ish, 7 1/2. So 7 would be 3 1/2, 3 3/4. That should have been in half. My first math was off, but that's okay. I don't have to do that. These are already journaling spots. They're just floppy. I think I want to use... Nope, that's directional. And I don't want them that way, and that's kind of a waste. Obviously, if I use one whole sheet of paper this way, it'll fit, because that was one whole sheet of paper. Let's see, what are my other options? Thankful. Oh, we could do this. This is almost like, what do you call that paper? I mean, it's not paper, like a bandana. I don't want to use that one because I'd rather, well, actually, that wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Trying to see what's underneath here. I think there's some like mermaids and, oh, look at the feathers. Yeah, little mermaids, but they run vertical. That's kind of like water. That actually wouldn't look so bad. Yeah. I'm not going to do all 3 of them that way, but that wouldn't be so bad. And then that gives me a little, it thickens up this cardstock just a little bit. And it gives me something that, I mean, I could put pictures on here. Actually, let me do the wider one with this one. Yep. And then I think I might do one with this bandana and one with this fern. But this, I could put pictures, like a picture, and then write about it on the back, you know? Yeah. Why do I lose stuff? How do I lose stuff? Oh. I didn't. I just set something on top of it. I just covered it up. I didn't lose it. I buried it. That's what I do. I don't lose things. I bury them. Yeah, I just didn't. I've had this paper. It's been on my little shelf of paper, and it's been there a long time, and I just really am not that fond of it. it looks, even if I like the design on it, it looks blurry. It's like a misprint. And again, I don't even know where it came from. So, yeah. Let's see if I can get this lined up just right, because it should be the exact same size as that one. And then we'll turn it into something usable. And if I decide that I don't want it that long, I could cut it in half, you know. But I think I want to leave it long for now. Whereas like this paper, I could have just cut this paper and done it, but it's a little too thin. So I kind of thought that I would do this. Now what I really want to do is take the time to ink up some of my papers. Oh, I tell you what else I have is some ledger paper. All right, so this is what we have so far. And this is a good fall one. Although I need some for this journal, so I don't want to get too far into fall. I'm not really seeing anything that I'm like madly in love with. I can do some lemons, I guess. That would have been good in my June journal, huh? Oh, that's right. I was going to do some of this palm and this bandana. And here we go. Just need to glue it, get it glued up, and stick it on. So, how do you, you know, how do you make your journal spots? Or do you? Or do you just do them as you go? Or do you make up a stash? Yeah, how do you do that? Now, if I'm just needing something like, if I have a lot of color on the background of my journal page, and I just need sort of a soft space to land, so to speak, for my writing, then I'll just use like a sheet of something a little flimsier. But this I actually want like in a pocket or as a belly band, or probably not a belly band exactly. It's a little thick for that. But definitely as a pocket or a I guess that piece of paper was just a hair shorter than the other one. See how it stuck up a little bit? And it's flush with the other side, sort of at least, so it must just have been a hair shorter. Okay. That to the side, and that to the side. Now my journal this month has some teal in it, so that would work. Trim this off. Really thought about just putting it in the trimmer when it dries good and evening it up a little bit more. And see, this way we just have the white background. But yeah, I need to trim all of that up. But I think I'm just going to do it on the trimmer. So I kind of like that one. Just the palms cut down. And again, I wasn't going to use that paper for anything else. So I might as well use it for this, right? That'll be fun. That would have been good back at the 4th of July too, or in July. Although it's still very summery, so I don't know. Do you associate bandana with summery? Maybe they could be fall too. Who knows? I don't think there's any hard and fast rules on that. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Everything takes me a long time to do. Do you have that problem? Or is it just because when you get in your craft room, kind of time just, well, it doesn't stand still for sure. Just lose track of time? Maybe? Is that it? I think I always have these grand notions of I can get all this done on a video, and then I don't. Or I don't get, you know, as much done as I think I can do in an hour or less. Or heaven forbid, I actually put out like a half-hour video every once in a while. Not that I think, you know, most of you, I don't think care. I just, sometimes uploading a half-hour video would be a nice break. Alrighty. So, I think that one will be cute. And that one I might even cut down, maybe make a pocket. I don't know. But I have them. And so, I think with my bigger cracker boxes, I'm going to do this and make an actual, you know, like a writing board. And you put it in between the pages of your journal if you need, you know, something hard to write on. This one is that bingo card. No, it's not. This one is the bingo card. And, oh look, this is a tall one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, here's a round one. This is another one of those. These are those dollar daubers from Dollar Tree. I don't think that that's going to work. So I'm going to definitely have to cut that one in half, which probably would be about right anyway. So let me eyeball this. That probably was not a wise move on my part. No. That did not cut straight at all. Okay. That side was a little bit better. I caught myself like mid-cut. So I could use I don't want any more small ones of that, I don't think. Might not should have cut that in half. I might should have just cut it down a little bit to make a pocket, because that would be kind of a narrow pocket. You know, if we wanted to use, oh, actually that would work. That would work as a pocket. So I could do a couple of those that are sideways. Nope. My brain doesn't want to think like that right at the moment. What else do I want? You know what? I was having fun with the fall stuff. Oh, my brain wants it to be fall so bad. I started some of my fall plants and I just really want it to be fall. I don't like that I can still see through that on that one. But, oh, that's right. I can cut more of that down. What else do I have? What else do I have? Oh, that's just a different kind of trash. So these are smaller. Let's make some smaller ones. They still have the back issue, but I think we can make some thinking that would fit right in that. I'd have to glue that on just perfectly, wouldn't I? And it probably would not work. Nope. I'm thinking kind of like that. It says be good, do good, feel good. Okay, so what kind of paper do we want on the other side of that though? Choose some of this feather. Those are kind of neat. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? And I think what's left of this palm paper and this turquoise paper would fit perfectly on those. But we are gonna do this. I was hoping it would be like right at about half, like use half the paper. Let me use this one instead. Yep. Yep. I don't think I need to glue. Oh, I grabbed this glue stick instead, didn't I? It's all right. It sure goes on a whole lot smoother. I'm thinking that I probably should peel this up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to see if I can glue that down. And I got to stand up. Kind of see where I'm lining up here. Awkward silence. While anybody else have to concentrate when they do this? Might be easier to do it like this. Yep, I think so. I think so. So this was a package from a pill splitter. So really anything that you open that has this, you know, this was from one of my glue sticks. Oh, that's from the repositionable glue. If you don't save your packaging, you might want to. And then just cover it. Now, like I said, I have some dyed paper that I think I'm going to look at next if I have time. But I knew that this was an easy place to start. And that I would get some other ideas once I got going, once I got my brain started in this direction, you know, then I could get it, you know. I just need to, you know, sometimes you just need to get that creative engine running. And then it will go from there. So now, I don't know what I just did with, oh, here it is. Let's see if this will fit or not. I mean, I know it will fit, but whether it will fit and you can still see through it a little bit. It doesn't give you a whole lot of writing space. This actually might need to be the cover for one of them. And I could very easily do that. Or use it like on the back of one of these bigger ones where you actually can have the whole, you know. But I like that just as it is. Let me reach up here. Oh, it's almost time to go. Oh, dear. I have some ledger paper. And I have Well, this is like Misfits that got dyed that I didn't necessarily care for. Yeah. Those would be good for collage, but not for what I'm trying to use them for. Where did my little tag go? Did I lose it already? Here we go. Oh, and this actually matches pretty well. So that works. And it's blank enough. You know, you can write on top of that. That's not going to hurt at all. I could go this way with it. And you could actually, it would be numbered. You can make a list out of it. I could do that. And I think it will be thick enough to cover it up. So what things can you think of to make tags and tucks and pockets and journal spots out of? Oh, I don't want the holes. That's right. Okay, so I'm doing it this way. What items do you have that you could make some of these out of, or have you made some of them? Most of you probably have already done this. I do it like as I need something, but then I just kind of end up taking what I have in front of me and not using what I, you know, like really not putting a lot of thought into what I'm using. Or not using up my trash or scraps or whatever. Because normally I'll take an index card or something that's convenient. You know, it's just right there and it's handy. So that's typically what I will do. But I've been saving this little trash in this bin for a while now. I'm like, I need to use some of it because my basket is overflowing. Yeah, that wasn't that great. I must have had some overhang there. Let's see. Let's try it now. There we go. Maybe. Oh well. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to cut this one down at all. So what I've done is made more scraps. So I'm going to kind of just keep going with this and, you know, finding some different combinations. And I'm trying not to use stuff that I would use on something else. Because I have a whole rack full of cardstock over there that I could very easily do this with and not have to think about what would show through or anything like that, right? But I'm trying to use up some of the stuff that I don't have a need for in another area. So there's a good collage scrap. So that's all we made for today. And it's time for me to go start dinner. And as my hubby will be home in a little while, I definitely want to make some more fall ones. So I might just make a specific day for fall. But anyway, I definitely needed some more summery-ish ones for my journal currently. So anyway, but that is what I am, that was what I wanted to do. I thought that I would get way more than that done in an hour, but I did not. So that will have to do for now. But anyway, for whatever reason, things always take me longer when I'm videoing. So I don't know why that is, but it is. I will, yeah, I'll be back. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it gave you some ideas. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.